Hello, friends. I'm Kyle Boaz with the Louisiana Press-Journal, and I want to go over what we wrote about this week. So this week we have a big story about Colorfest and have a full picture page of all the events that took place during Colorfest. For the list of the winners, we don't have the full list in the paper. We're going to have that posted on our website as soon as that information is available to us. The schools, Clopton and Louisiana, are currently have concussion insurance for the athletes, and we did a story about that, the details involving the insurance, so feel free to read about that. There's 3 stories about the Louisiana School Board and the projects that are pursuing, and then we have another story of the 3 that talks about just their local or their meeting that took place yesterday. So feel free to see what's going on at the Louisiana School Board. There's a couple car crashes that happened this past week, and we discussed those. One was an actual car crash, and one involved an ATV. So for the details, check out the paper. There was a burglary story that happened. We got some details from Sheriff Cordy, and they have a suspect in custody, and the details are in the paper this week. There's a new office. We have a new neighbor that will be coming to us here on Georgia Street. Tim Jenkins is going to be opening an office, and they're doing construction, Love & Sons construction currently right now, laying the groundwork for that office, and hopefully they'll be open in the near future. For sports, we had Clopton beat Vienna to go to state, and I'll be covering their state run in Springfield this week. So look forward for that for next week, and read about them going to state this week. For Clopton football, they played Mark Twain, came out in the losers in a close 28-20 matchup. For the story details and stats, check out the story about that. Louisiana had played a pretty tough game this week, came out on the wrong side against Highland, but they looked pretty good, so take a look and see the numbers and stats for Louisiana this past week in football. Clopton's cross-country team had a couple meets recently. Team's running pretty well. A lot of runners setting some personal bests, so check out their times in the sports section. For my critical thinking, I decided to honor Bob Dylan this week with him winning the Nobel Prize in Literature. So I decided to let some of his lyrics speak for themselves and quoted a lot of his songs and everything, and take a look and see why Bob Dylan won that Nobel Prize in Literature. You can see these stories and more in the 1019 edition of the Louisiana Press-Journal. You can pick that up at the gas stations, hospital, or other convenient locations here in Louisiana. Thanks for watching, and I'll check back with you guys next week. Bye.